Godfather was supposed to be about capitalism. That's why Coppola agreed to direct this film. The film was a critic of modern imperialist capitalist values and the American dream. It was about the downfall of the imperialist American policies during the Vietnam War. So you might say it had, at the time, like what Coppola had in mind, a quite progressive message. However, as some scholars put it, the film also was a reaction to the tumultuous occurrences on American soil, with the sexual revolution and second wave feminism, which directed their main problems at the traditional nuclear family. It's in this context that The Godfather sort of fulfills the fantasy of family before modern capitalism, where honor, loyalty, and above all, authority were the things that held the family together. As John Covellty argues, the Don and his authority represent an image of an organization that can be seen in opposition to those aspects of contemporary social institution commonly perceived as signs of social failure. The impersonality of the modern corporation on the one hand, and the declining authority of the family on the other. There's a tribal closeness about the criminal organization as it is portrayed in The Godfather, and the Don is its theocratic center. He's not only boss, but king, judge, and priest. The tribe family ruled by the Don is a patriarchy with absolutely clear roles and lines of authority. This fantasy, therefore, romanticizes a class of people who can be independent of contemporary social class of modern America. Tony Soprano longs for the good old days of The Godfather. In the pilot episode, he says,
"But lately I'm getting the feeling that I came in at the end. The best is over."
And then Dr. Melfi adds,
"Many Americans, I think, feel that way."
These two beats are exactly where The Sopranos gets into some sort of intertextual dialogue with the Godfather text. The past, which is throughout the show and with different vessels conveyed to us that it has been romanticized by the American mindset of the 20th century, is problematized by the show. Also, Tony Soprano, unlike Vito or Michael Corleone, is not some mythical gangster figure, but he's an everyday man with everyday issues. He's a somewhat suburbanite, middle-class gangster. It's in this conflict that Tony finds himself collapsing from panic attacks. Ingrid Phils remarked on this matter by writing, "Tony Soprano can only lament his inability to invoke a romanticized gangster past. Tony is paralyzed by his conflicting desires to inhabit an imaginary mob past and to be a successful 21st century father and businessman. Caught in the web of responsibility he has to his two families, he struggles with irreconcilable upper middle class family values and mob family values. An ongoing friction expressed in his anxious dysfunctions as a Don." So when Tony seeks therapy, it's not just to treat his panic attacks, but to kind of resolve this conflict by going to one of the products of the modern secular institutions of liberal class, individualized psychotherapy. That's why Tony's therapy sessions are central to this conflict and the entire show. Psychotherapy and Dr. Melfi represent the values of liberal middle-class America, which coincidentally suspends its moral judgment in order to resolve the patient's psychoneurosis. However, as David Chase, the creator of the show, puts it, this arrangement was at fault from the outset. What people forget is that Melfi was compromised from the get-go. The very first time she and Tony met, she told him,
"The patient comes to me and tells me a story where someone's going to get hurt. I'm supposed to go to the authorities. Technically."
What she was really saying is that his therapy and her fascination with him was more important than the damage he was doing.
Isn't that a deal with the devil?
Therefore, one could argue that even the suspended judgment is implicitly out of the picture. But here, the therapist simply ignores that part that may have been the most crucial one for the roots of his problems. So it's not a moral judgment, it's just a pragmatic one, the one that could go on at the same time. The morality of it would never be a hindrance to the process. But ironically, at the end of the series, she comes to realize that by making a pragmatic judgment, she was complicit to the immorality of Tony's actions. Not only that, but she was probably enabling him to be better at his impulses, as he wasn't suffering much with anxiety and depression as before. So the conflict of Tony eventually resolves by compartmentalizing his mind, or in the words of David Patty, by hollowing the relationship between him and Melfi, hence the conflicting values as well. In other words, he learns how to manipulate himself to justify his actions emotionally. And you could see when he sees the last therapist, which is not his therapist but AJ's, he's now an expert in therapy jargon.
You see, I never could please my mother.
David Patty believes that the series as a whole had an anti-therapeutic narrative, and the abrupt ending is part of that. I tend to agree with this argument, but I think there's a societal layer to this anti-therapeutic narrative. The link between the audience, crime, and the failure of the psychotherapy makes it apparent for Claire Berg to contend that The Sopranos internalizes into their justice the temptation of the viewer to reproduce this stand-issue discourse of crime, which neutralizes crime's economic scope by individuating and psychologizing the criminal himself. And that eventually, by being anti-therapeutic, the show rejects this notion. She goes on to assert that the show playfully dares us as social critics to psychologize Tony's economy, knowing full well this is a valueless translation. He does it for money, for material comfort, to support a family, all reasons indistinguishable from any late capitalist scene of employment. So what's the root cause of this criminality caused by materialist need? I think it's the class structure of the late stage capitalism. As Tony himself says,
Excuse me, let me tell you something. When America opened the floodgates and let all us Italians in, what do you think they were doing it for? Because they were trying to save us from poverty? They needed us to build their cities and dig their subways and to make them richer.
He was from a working class background. His grandfather was a stonemason. His or his father's chances for social mobility without getting their hands dirty were slim. And you could see that even traumas and anxiety attacks are not just from the criminality of his father or the mafia. He mentions that it was hereditary. His great-great-grandfather probably had this condition as well. He thinks it is in his genes, but it's the working peasant class background that had caused the intergenerational trauma. What was hereditary is the structure that caused criminality before making him a criminal. The pragmatic judgment that causes Melfi to ignore the root cause of his neurosis is not just his criminality, but the class structure. This is the same story for the liberal middle class values of the audience as well, who are willing to be fascinated by a middle class criminal while distancing themselves from his immorality, therefore ignoring what the show was making them to be, complicit in the immorality of the man they were fascinated by. And by being anti-therapeutic in the narrative and the characters' arcs, the show reminds them of this process, which has no resolution whatsoever if the class system works the way it does. Tony Soprano is a walking, talking contradiction between his occupation and his social status as a middle-class man. This contradiction, however, is not, as some critics put it, for the middle class audience to feel legitimated while also identifying with him. This contradiction, above all, implicates the bigger contradiction in American society, the modern class structure of American society caused by late-stage capitalism. As I argued, the failure of therapy and the overall anti-resolution narrative, which culminates in the ending of the show, rejects this kind of identification. I contend that this anti-therapeutic or resolution narrative is why the show is, after 20-some years, is still popular. This kind of narrative is inherently anti-status quo. This populist agenda, more than ever, resonates with the new generations of audiences who may primarily be from working class backgrounds or class conscious fans, as you can see with the popular meme pages for the show, like the socialist Sopranos memes.